Hey there, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Boss Tip Thursday, where I share weekly tips and videos to help you get stuff done. And today it's all about graphic design for non-designers. Second to copywriting skills, the next most important skill that you need to develop is learning how to create stunning graphic design. The online business world is all visual. Depending on how well your graphic design art is, will determine whether people will check out your stuff or not. If you want people to hear your message, if you want people to click on your video, if you want people to click on your book and purchase it, you need the click. But if you're like me, then you're not very good at graphic design. You're not interested in making this your career. You just need to learn the basics to get your graphic design needs met, and that you won't have to pay a professional every single time you need a small thing done. If that's the case, then this video is for you. Today I'm going to be sharing 5 graphic design tips for beginners, and I'm going to be sharing some resources that you can use to teach yourself graphic design. And before we jump into the video, a couple of things. First off, this video is not for anyone who wants to become a professional graphic designer, anyone who wants to build up their art portfolio, or anyone who's seeking a job at an agency. This video is for people who are running an online business. They recognize that graphic design is important to them and they want to keep their costs low. They want to do graphic design themselves, and so they want to learn the basics. That's who this video is for. And then the second thing, if you're not subscribed already to this channel, do so now. Hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it so that you won't miss another video. Tip number 1 is to know what you're creating and know the requirements. As an online business owner, you're going to find yourself creating a ton of graphic work. You're going to have to create graphics for ebook covers, for your website, for blogs, for your social media, and maybe even thumbnails if you have a YouTube channel. Each of these platforms require different sizes, so you must know what the requirements are. In the description, I will link up this article from Sprout Social. It's an up-to-date guide about the images for social media, the sizes you're going to need, so bookmark that. They always keep that article up to date so that you can use it anytime. The other thing besides sizes though is aesthetics. You have to take that into account as well, because different platforms require different things. On social media, for example, especially on Instagram, the images need to be bright. They need to be crisp and clear. And on YouTube, the images are more about being bold, eye-catching, click-worthy, because the images on the mobile are so tiny, they need to stand out. And on a blog, it's about branding, a lot of it, but more so it's about keeping it simple, keeping it minimal, and keeping the content organized. So on a blog, the graphics are more for leading people to where they need to be. So you need to have lines and buttons and different graphics that will help you organize your content in the right way. So always know what you're creating before you start making your graphic designs, and research it. Look into the expected aesthetics of it, and always use the right image sizes. Tip number 2 is to keep it simple. I think this is by far one of the biggest mistakes that I would make as I was creating designs in the early stages. I would add so many elements to a graphic design, and then it would just end up looking like a cluttered mess. This isn't always true. Sometimes you can add a ton of stuff to a graphic design and then just organize the elements neatly so that it's easier on the eye. But for the most part, you really need to know what you're doing in order to pull this off. So simple is best, especially in the beginning. Don't be afraid of negative space. It's okay to have like empty spaces around your graphic design. Keep it minimal, keep it simple. Always go for clarity over being fancy with your graphic designs. Tip number 3 is to choose your primary fonts and colors. You want all of your designs to have a sort of consistency to them. so that your brand can become recognizable. But I know it's hard to pick your colors. I've switched mine many times. In the description below, I will leave an article from Ellen Company. In that article, she goes in depth about the color theories and what they mean and how to choose your brand color. So make sure to check that article out. Do your best to choose at least 2 to 3 colors that you will use consistently as your brand. Also, the same thing with fonts. Choose 1 or 2 fonts that you will use all the time. Normally, the typeface bold fonts go really well with script fonts, and this will just make your brand be more recognizable and keep things consistent. But aside from that, choosing your primary fonts and colors will save you so much time. This is the main reason I do it, honestly. Because when you're designing a graphic design and you're constantly having to choose what pairs well together, what colors you want to use, what fonts you want to use, that takes up time. And when you use the same ones every single time, you're set to go. Just pick them and go. You'll be able to design faster. Tip number 4 is to collect inspiration. As you get more into graphic design, the more you learn, the more you'll start to notice it all around you. Do your best to save each and every image that inspires you in some way, that catches your attention, and save it. As you're scrolling through Instagram, save the picture in a folder and name it graphic design inspiration or something. On your phone, you can also create albums specifically for your graphic design work, or create a private board on Pinterest and go on that Pinterest every single day, at least for 5 minutes. Save any images that catch your attention, that inspire you, that interest you, and ask yourself, what do I like about these pictures? And as you do this more and more, you'll start to develop your own unique style. And then the final tip number 5, a super obvious one, is to practice often. You have to be willing to suck at the beginning. Everyone starts off that way. Just do your best to keep trying, keep improving. Also, you could make yourself a challenge of about 30 days. Create 1 graphic design on Canva, PicMonkey, or whatever other tool you use. Create 1 a day and you'll see how you'll start to get better and better. That's how you learn what works, what doesn't, by practicing. So there's no getting out of that. Practice often. All right, and now I'm just gonna leave you with 3 quick resources that you can use to teach yourself graphic design. The first one is Canva's Graphic Design School. It's free, and in that course you will learn the basics of Canva, but it also goes deep into other things that apply to any other platform. This course will teach you how to pair fonts correctly, how to use colors and which colors go well together, how to use layouts and shapes in the right way, and how to be more creative. So check that out. I will leave it linked in the description below, as well as my tutorial on Canva. The second resource is Udemy. Udemy is a platform that has so many inexpensive courses on graphic design and so many other things. You can just log on there, create your account, and search graphic design for Canva, graphic design for PicMonkey, or even graphic design for a specific platform like YouTube, social media, or your website. A lot of the times Udemy has a flash sale where all of their courses are like $10.99 or so. So go on to Udemy, create your account, sign up for their newsletter, and they will email you when they have a sale. And the third and final resource is Skillshare. Just like Udemy, Skillshare is an online content platform that has so many courses among so many topics, but instead of paying per course like you do on Udemy, with Skillshare you pay per month. They do have a free membership, but if you want to access premium courses, you pay, I think, $9 a month for the annual plan. So it's really worth it. And for the most part, they always have a free month for new members. So if you want to sign up for that free month, there's so many classes you can take in a month. So take advantage of that. I will leave it linked down in the description as well. All right, and that sums up these 5 graphic design tips for beginners. I really hope that it helps you out. It saves you lots of time and money. If you did find it helpful, let me know by hitting that thumbs up and hit that share button down below and send this video over to a friend. You'll be helping them and you'll be supporting this channel as well. In the comments down below, let me know if you have any other requests for future videos or if you have any questions about today's video. I'd be glad to answer them. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.